Welcome back to part 3 of building a farmhouse table. Where we left off, we had just completed the base assembly. Okay, we're going to start out by taking our 2 1.5 by 1.5, 28.5 inch long overhang supports that we have left from when we cut the tabletop supports inside of the skirt, and glue them and screw them in between the legs. Yeah, that sounds bad no matter how you look at it. Okay, now back to the table saw. You're going to need to cut out your 2 overhang supports for the sides. They're 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 78 inches. Okay, now just as before, take the glue, spread it on, clamp them down, screw them on. Couldn't be simpler. Then repeat for the other side. Bad picture here, but when you're done, they should look like this. Now we need to cut out the breadboards. They're going to be 1.5 inches thick, 7.5 inches wide, 38.5 inches long. Okay, now to attach the breadboards, you know how we do it. Apply your glue, clamp it down, screw them on. The only trick to this is once you get it glued and clamped, you're going to screw from the bottom of the overhang support up into the breadboard from the bottom. That way you'll never see the screws. Now positioning here is key. You want the breadboard to be over just the overhang supports, not the apron itself. For those of you worried about it not being sturdy enough, it's plenty sturdy, trust me. When you're done building this table, you'll be amazed at how heavy duty it really is. Once you get this end done, just repeat it on the other end. And now it's time to start laying the top down. We're going to start with 5 boards that are 3/4 of an inch thick, 5.5 inches wide, and 81 inches long. This is going to be the first layer out of 3 layers we're going to put down. So it's pretty standard. You're going to glue it down, then you're going to securely screw it. In that first board, you're going to want to leave 16.5 inches on either side of it to the end of the breadboards. That's true center. Now repeat these steps for the next 4 boards. Okay, now you're going to want to put down 2 more boards, 3/4 by 5 inch by 81 inches long, and that'll leave a 1/2 inch to the end of the breadboard. Now we're going to lay down 14 boards that are 3/8 of an inch thick by 5.5 wide, and they're 37.5 inch long. Glue them and clamp them. I don't recommend screwing them. To finish it off, you're going to need one last board that's 4 inches wide. The third and final layer, we're alternating them back to the original pattern, and they're again 3/8 of an inch thick. Use any width you think looks good as long as you still stop at that 1/2 inch to the end of the breadboard. The reason for the 3 layers being laminated like this is it creates an almost natural plywood that resists warping, shrinking, any movement at all actually. Its stability this way is awesome, and it should outlive you. And now, sanding. So much sanding. You'll learn to hate sanding on this job. Some people find it therapeutic. After about 8 hours of this, no, not so much. Alright, so let's talk about that walnut inlay. My chop saw I used didn't give me a perfect 90-degree angle with the breadboards. So to hide any unnecessary gaps, I bolted down a board to use as a fence and ran my router right down the seam in between the two and removed a 1/2 inch of material. Then I cut out a strip of black walnut to fill the hole, glued it in, and clamped it. Once that was all dry, sanded it down the same level as the rest of the tabletop, and I gotta say, it looks pretty sharp. This is one of those classic times where a little bit of human error suddenly becomes a new design change. Now to finish this table, you're going to need 2 last strips. 1.5 inch wide, 1/2 inch thick, 81 inches long. What we're going to do with these is we're going to put them up and fill up that gap between your tabletop and the end of the breadboard to bring it out to the right level. Then sand everything smooth, and well, we're finished. Well, almost finished. Now we got another good day of sanding, and we start applying the polyurethane finish. Before all was said and done, I put on 4 layers of polyurethane, a nice high gloss, and I think it was well worth it. The protection will last a lifetime, and the look is simply stunning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hey, even share it with a friend. That way you can see upcoming projects that I have in the works. See you next time.